When it comes to choosing the best country to live in, the answer you come up with might differ from the answers of other people, especially because it all depends on what you are using to define a country as being the best. Whether it's happiness levels, overall financial stability, type of climate, or something completely unrelated to any of these suggestions, the definition of the number one country to live in is entirely subjective. Every year a dozen studies are made to find out which are the best countries to live in, and this year is not an exception. So, which are the best countries to live? Let's take a closer look. Number 10. Netherlands. Without a doubt, Holland is the bicycle capital of the world. The idea of jumping on your bike on a summer's day to cycle down Amsterdam's canals is pretty idyllic. But you have to cycle to get around every day, no matter what time of year, which means you get daily exercise without any extra effort. Compared to other European countries, most Dutch people speak relatively good English. Still, it is a good idea to use the opportunity to learn Dutch. Just because the Dutch can speak English well, does not mean they want to all the time. One of the best things to experience, when you're in an unfamiliar environment, is friendly people. Fortunately, the Dutch people are open, welcoming, and don't hesitate to engage when they pass you on the street. People new to the area may find that they can easily strike up a conversation with a complete stranger on the bus, or realize that they're only a few words away from finding the best restaurant in Tilburg. The Netherlands seems to have quite a list of things that outrank most other countries, and their work hours are also something to be admired. You'll find that the Dutch people tend to work fewer hours than the European average, placing much more of a value on family time or leisure activities. The Netherlands has a very low crime rate, one of the lowest in the world. There is great speculation as to why this is, including referencing the country's drug policies, lower levels of poverty, and the system's usual favoring of rehabilitation over incarceration. The average Dutch person takes rules very seriously, so adhering to local regulations is typically a must. Things remain in harmony because most residents actually follow the rules, seeing that the regulations in place benefit everyone as a whole. Number 9. Norway. The Scandinavian country is known for its fjords, Vikings, and literary folklore. Norway has a lot of quirky fun facts. For instance, did you know Norwegians invented skis? Or that it's home to the world's longest road tunnel? With its population of just over 5 million, is one of the 3 Scandinavian countries. Norway has repeatedly been ranked as one of the best countries to live in, and has one of the lowest crime rates in the world. This ranking is based largely on average levels of education and income, combined with life expectancy, but also factors, such as human rights, and cultural freedom. Also rated high for its literacy rate, educational levels, and material wealth. In addition, Norway has one of the best welfare systems in the world, making sure that people who are unemployed, or unable to work are given support, so that they can lead dignified lives. Norway also has one of the lowest crime rates in the world. Number 8. United Kingdom. The United Kingdom has been a part of our history books for as long as we can remember. With plenty of contributions to literature, science, and technology throughout the years, the UK is a significant global influence. Visiting the UK comes with historical landmarks, varying dialects, fish and chips, English breakfast, Yorkshire pudding, and stunning architecture. The country ranks high on the list for cultural influence, no doubt, thanks to the royal family and its ancestral past. The UK remains a top destination for those looking to make a move, and with good reason. Whether you're in search of nightlife, culture, or natural beauty, the UK offers all and more in spades. Everywhere you look, you'll be surrounded by thousands of years of history. A simple walk down the street can turn into an impromptu history lesson as you pass historic churches, homes, and even castles. Outside the cities there is beautiful countryside and many castles, historic houses, parks and gardens. The UK has a very diverse population, people from all over the world live here. There are many different international communities, and international students will feel welcome. The UK is a tolerant society, and it is illegal to discriminate against people because of their race, religion, gender, sexuality or disability. Lots of cheap restaurants and food markets are available for students on a budget. It is possible to try food from all over the world, even in small towns. Italian, Indian, Chinese, Thai and Mexican food are all very popular. Number 7. Sweden. Life is good in Sweden. The government spends money on public services, while college education and healthcare are free. There must be something in the water because the Swedes have one of the longest life expectancies in the world. Sweden is a wonderful place to live with its kind people, excellent public services, and corporate culture that encourages people to have a good work-life balance. It is no surprise that many people decide to move to Scandinavia's largest country, to enjoy all of the things that Sweden has to offer. There are roughly 200 different nationalities represented in Sweden, who make up 14% of the country's total population. Sweden performs favorably in several measures of well-being, as indicated by the fact that it ranks above most countries. If you are living in Sweden, you will have a central heating system, and fast-speed broadband internet everywhere. You will see safety regulations that are placed in all buildings. With a well-developed healthcare system and free education, Sweden has the best social welfare in the world. In comparison with other developed countries, Sweden is the biggest spender on the social welfare sector in relation to its GDP. One of the biggest advantages of living in Sweden is that you will not feel a stranger, as everyone can understand and speak English. If you compare it to other European countries, such as Germany, France, and Italy, Sweden is a very friendly country for foreigners. Like any country, Sweden is a great place for some people, but not so great for others. It always depends on your mindset and ability to adjust to new cultures. Number 6. United States. The United States of America is a North American nation that is the world's most dominant economic and military power. Likewise, its cultural imprint spans the world, led in large part by its popular culture expressed in music, movies and television. Whether you're chasing a job, a loved one, or simply the American dream, the USA remains one of the most attractive countries in the world. The original melting pot nation, America has a long tradition of welcoming all cultures and backgrounds, and is a truly great place to be an expat. It is very much still the land of opportunity. The great American dream is an idea more than anything else, but it's that very idea which has made America such a special and desirable country in which to live. With almost 200 different nationalities currently calling the USA home, it is a country that has learned to accept and celebrate diversity. You will not only make plenty of new American friends, but you will meet people from all over the world. You might even meet a few expats hailing from your neck of the woods. This positivity and tolerance is essential to a good expat experience, and justifiably earns the spot in our top 10 list. While globally, the US is a powerful country, it still experiences issues on the home front, such as racial tensions, gun violence, and income inequality, which prevents it from being in the top 5 of this list. Number 5. Germany. It's no doubt that Germany has one of the leading economies in the world, but it's also a significant cultural hub. Many of the world's firsts, inventions and discoveries come from Germany. You can thank them for daylight savings time, the electric elevator and the teddy bear. Germany is a very balanced country when it comes to wealth building opportunities, career progression, childcare, work-life balance and family. For each of these, Germany sits solidly in the top 10. It's also the leader for job security. In Germany you are able to have a good disposable income, to save for your future, develop your career, give your children a great education, and enjoy a generally good life. Germany's rich culture, natural beauty, and comprehensive social security are very appealing to expats. While building a rewarding career, you will still have plenty of free time to spend with your family. It's not uncommon for employees in Germany to enjoy up to 14 public holidays a year, plus 30 days of paid holidays, that's 6 to 7 complete weeks off work a year. One of Germany's biggest advantages is its location. It's the perfect country to position yourself if you want to travel around Europe. You can easily drive to most European countries, and spend delightful weekends in cities such as Rome, Paris and Vienna. Number 4. Australia. What do you think of when Australia comes to mind? Kangaroos? The Great Barrier Reef? That's fair. While Australia is known for having some of the most interesting and scariest wildlife in the world, it's also a relatively peaceful and small country. Its population is just 25 million for such a big landmass. You can also look forward to free, high-quality healthcare, as well as a plethora of incredible sights, from the mind-blowing Great Barrier Reef to Uluru and the wilds of the outback. If you want your kids to grow up surrounded by opportunities to explore nature and meet a massive variety of animals, consider taking the Yellow Brick Road to Oz. You can go surfing after work, and then on the weekends, walk around one of the nation's many breathtaking national parks, and don't worry about inclement weather. Australia enjoys around 3,000 hours of sunshine per year, double the amount Brits get. Social security, healthcare and education are generally of a high quality. As they are paid out of the taxpayer's pocket, taxes are quite high. But, as in Canada, in Australia people don't complain, and are proud to look after each other. The country is well organized, and this is because everyone follows the rules. And if you don't, you'll soon get acquainted with the local police. Know the rules, and don't be tempted to break them even a bit. You will be fined for going 3 kilometers over the speed limit, no excuses. Number 3. Japan. Unique culture, cherry blossoms, the never-ending nightlife of Tokyo, and of course sushi. Japanese culture fascinates many people, and its strong economy draws in many expats. There's no country in the world quite like Japan. Japan's rulers kept the country isolated from the rest of the world for most of its history, and it successfully resisted colonization by a Western power. That allowed it to maintain a culture undisturbed by the outside world. Japan is also a strongly organized society with a reputation for orderliness and cleanliness, even in public areas. Don't expect to see trash on the street for an extended period of time, or to smell the kind of smells you can get accustomed to in some big cities. It's even common for some elderly Japanese citizens to clean up the sidewalks in front of their residences after the young folks have partied the night before. There's a nationwide emphasis to keep things spick and span. Japan is also known for being an incredibly safe and law-abiding society. Tokyo is considered one of the safest big cities in the world. You can wander around without being worried about running into a bad neighborhood or getting accosted by a gang of teenagers. The orderliness, safety, predictability, affordability, and pleasantness go a long way, but they come at a price. Since Japanese culture is so stratified and rigid, it can be very difficult for a newcomer, especially a Westerner, to build a life and prosper there. While there are many low-level teaching, tutoring, and childcare jobs, it can be hard for expats to rise above the bottom rungs. Being different outside of the mainstream of society is often viewed quite negatively, and can have a big influence on the kinds of opportunities a person gets. Number 2. Canada. You will find Canada a great place to raise a family. The country is generally safe, open-minded, family-oriented, and outdoorsy. Education is good, sports activities for kids and adults are awesome, and healthy lifestyle opportunities plentiful. Canada is rated highly for its entrepreneurship and overall quality of life. Employment opportunities are generally good, especially in the sectors of manufacturing, construction, natural resources, commerce, information technology, and service. However, the overall job market is still relatively small. If you are a highly specialized and ambitious professional, you might struggle to find a position suited to your degree and expertise. Overall, Canada is not a country where you can quickly build up personal wealth or dramatically advance your career. It's the right country, though, if you want a slower pace of life, fresher air, the great outdoors, happy, active, well-schooled kids, and a good work-life balance, much better, for instance, than in the US. Number 1. Switzerland. Switzerland, officially called the Swiss Confederation, is a small country in Central Europe made up of 16,000 square miles of glacier-carved Alps, lakes, and valleys. It's one of the world's wealthiest countries, and has been well known for centuries for its neutrality. Switzerland has low unemployment, a skilled labor force, and one of the highest gross domestic products per capita in the world. Most of its citizens live in towns and cities, the largest of which is Zurich, the most cosmopolitan of the country's cities. The country prides itself on its diversity, and is home to regions with distinct cultural identities. Living in Switzerland has many benefits, including the highest average income in the world, although, once you take taxes into consideration, Switzerland slides to 6th place. Nevertheless, there's no denying that working in Switzerland is financially rewarding. It will propel you up the career ladder, and you'll enjoy a great quality of life during your ascent. Of course, nowhere is ideal, and living in Switzerland has its pros and cons. However, for professionals who want to maximize financial well-being and career opportunities while raising a family in a safe environment, Switzerland can be just the right country to live in. So have you picked a country? Choosing your next destination can feel daunting. There's a lot to take into consideration. Your career and wealth-building goals, plus your family's well-being, your future perspectives and long-term objectives, all are important, and balancing them might prove difficult. However, the best part about being an expat is that you get to experience different countries and cultures, living your life to the fullest, testing your abilities and discovering the world. Of course, you should do a thorough research when preparing to move to another country. Country rankings like ours can be a good start to see whether the country you're thinking about fits in with your expectations and goals. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed our list, please consider to like and share. Don't keep your thoughts to yourself, let us know in the comments below, and subscribe to stay tuned with us. See you next time.